Welcome to Out of the File Cabinet and Into the Classroom, research done by students for students. Childhood in Palo Alto. In 1900, children had a very different life than they do now. Instead of phones, computers, and TVs, chores took up most of their lives. Today we buy almost everything we eat and use. Then, most everything was made or grown at home. For example, instead of buying butter, children had to churn it. Churning butter meant mixing whole milk or cream until a lump of butter formed. This would take about half an hour. Children also had to help cook and clean up after every meal, clean the house, run errands for their parents, and help their parents with other chores. When they did have free time, kids would play games with marbles, tops, and other simple toys. Most people in the early 1900s wore much more formal clothes than they do today. Women mostly wore dresses, and men would wear suits. As this young boy shows, children often wore smaller versions of adults' clothes. The 1920s were a very lively time for all of America. In Palo Alto, the Boy Scouts organization became very successful, and Girl Scouts followed soon after. Palo Alto as a town also grew. More parades and plays were put on, and a town-wide Christmas party was started in the early 1930s. During the early 1940s, World War II took over the lives of most Americans, no matter where they lived. People who were not actually fighting in the war helped the American soldiers by donating rubber, food, clothes, money, and other supplies to the military. Men and women of all ages took part in the fundraising. The 1960s were a period of fast advancement in science and education. In 1969, the Junior Museum added a zoo that is still very popular today. Most houses had at most one black and white TV with only a few channels. There were few organized sports, so kids ran around outside with their friends. In the 1980s, children watched cartoons and listened to music in the same way that they do today, only on different devices. Instead of computers and smartphones, people had record players, and instead of digital cameras, there were Kodak cameras with film rolls inside. One event kids still take part in today is the annual May Fete, held on the first Saturday of May. The first parade was held in 1921 and has always been down University Avenue. Thanks for listening and enjoy investigating more Palo Alto history.